the feints, the foot movement, the way he lands shots. He fights like a boxer. He doesn't fight like a guy who's trying to box in a celebrity boxing match. Jake Paul, Gervonta Davis is so crazy. 135 versus 200.
Taking a 92-pound weight difference, almost a 100-pound weight difference. It's insane. Let's say he comes in at 200 pounds. It's still a 65-pound weight advantage, which is absolutely ridiculous.
Joe Rogan just set the fight world on fire with his latest take on the Jake Paul versus Gervonta Tank Davis matchup. The UFC legend didn't hold back, saying Jake's size and power could end Tank's career if they ever face off. Rogan praised Davis's insane explosiveness, but warned that Tank's smaller frame might not withstand Jake's strength, reach, and raw weight advantage.
My opinion is, I just want to say, in case someone calls me into court, I'm a fucking idiot and I don't know nothing. And don't take my advice.
I love the Saudis.
Don't take my opinion.
I love the Israeli government. I love everybody.
That had nothing to do with them. That was Jake Paul promoting it. You know, it's just like, doesn't bother me.
There's compromising the sport, and that's like bad. It's just like
if I bet on it,
watching it with people who are so in on it, and then also man, the sports betting apps, they introduced like chat apps in them in Australia, so it's like they're trying to take the place of social media companies where you go together and you meet your friends. Like betting should be exciting enough without having a weird.
They're just trying to draw you in. They're just trying to make money, right? So they're trying to draw you in.
Rogan did give Jake Paul credit, saying the YouTuber has turned into a real fighter. Sharp footwork, solid awareness, and actual boxing IQ. But he made one thing crystal clear. This matchup is dangerous for both. Jake's facing a knockout artist, and Tank's risking a serious size mismatch. Rogan summed it up perfectly. This fight is high risk, no safety net.
What do you think of this Jake Paul fella?
I always say that if Jake Paul was not a YouTube star, people just looked at him like an up-and-coming boxer, you would say this kid's got a lot of fucking talent. He's dangerous. I think his strength is that they underestimate him because of what his background was. And they think there's no way that some guy who became famous off of YouTube is going to be an actual legit boxer. If you look at what he's done, he's a very good boxer.
Jake Paul didn't shy away either. He boldly claimed, "I'd destroy him because of the size difference." That statement lit up social media. Critics slammed it as pure arrogance, saying it turned the event into hype, not sport. And with Jake weighing close to 200 pounds and Tank fighting at 135, many believe this isn't just a mismatch, it's reckless.
I'd be down. Let's run it. Like, I'd be super, super down.
I don't know if Gervonta needs Jake Paul. Let's be clear, right?
Is there a height limit in boxing?
For Tank, there's no way that this goes well for Tank Davis. Because if he wins, they go, oh yeah, world champion. Of course you were supposed to beat that YouTuber. If he struggles but wins, they go, ooh, Tank is washed. He struggled against Jake Paul. He still won, but he had a hard time. And then, of course, if he loses to Jake Paul. And him and boxing lose their credibility.
According to reports, the fight is officially locked in for November 14th, 2025 at Miami's Kaseya Center, streaming live on Netflix. It's set as a 10-round exhibition at 195 pounds, nearly 60 pounds heavier than Tank's usual fighting weight. That alone has fans wondering, is this even a fair fight or just a spectacle in the making?
My point still stands where it stands. Jake Paul wins this fight. I already bet Gervonta Davis in the DMs. We locked the bet. Guys, it's obvious Jake wins this fight. If you guys know anything about fighting, you know about weight classes. You know that Jake's been training for actual years. He's been locked in.
Oh my days. Jake Paul versus Tank Davis. Is this real? This can't be real. Because he was talking about fighting Joshua, which is heavyweight. And now he's saying about fighting Tank. Nah, this can't be. It's Netflix as well. I need to go and do some checks and see if like the main pages have posted this, but Jake Paul's posted it. It says Friday, November 14th. It's in Atlanta, State Farm Arena. This is random, no?
Tank's head coach, Calvin Ford, admits the size gap is a concern, but says they're ready to go. "We signed the deal and we'll make it work," he said. The teams are still debating glove sizes. Ford wants Davis in 8-ounce gloves, Paul in 10-ounce, to even things out. It's a small adjustment that could make a massive difference on fight night.
So, Jake Paul is fighting Gervonta Tank Davis. Chillaquillas.
Musty energy. Musty energy. Musty energy. Musty energy.
Oh, it's musty, and I say that respectfully. Per Mike Hoppinger in the Ring magazine, Gervonta Tank Davis, freshly off his domestic violence charges being dropped, will get into the ring with Jake Paul in Atlanta with a proposed date of November 15th. Lord child. Tank weighs about 135. Jake Paul weighs about 200-something pounds. So obviously this will be at a catch weight, and this possibly will not be a sanctioned fight where it will count on anybody's records. But I'm gonna tell y'all like this. Tank fans, you niggas down bad.
The hatred. Musty energy.
You niggas is down bad. Tank basically on the back half of his career, according to my brother Nestor Gibbs from the Boxing Voice. This man, Gervonta Tank Davis, said, I am not fighting no Shakur Stevens. The man said, I'm not even gonna rematch Lamont Sanat. The man just said, I'm not even thinking about fighting Dev Dollars, Devin the Dream, Debo Haney. I am going directly into Jake Paul. I've been told you that Tank was the black Jake Paul. Tank been the black Jake Paul. Man ain't care about legacy. Man ain't care about none of that, bro. Tank fans, you niggas down bad. Protect your fighter. It is musty at the highest level. And poor Lamont Sanat, it might be over for Lamont Sanat. He got to fight somebody. You might need to fight Gary Russell Jr. right now. Tank Davis, Lord Child, Jake Paul, boxing down bad. This about to make a lot of money. The only plus in this is that Alicia Baumgardner, aka Bomb Amy, might be on this card. I would love to see Alicia Baumgardner back on Netflix. That is a plus, and my man Lucas Body might get on there as well, and Avius Griffin. So it might be a movie as far as the undercard. Tank Davis, you down bad, bro. Boxing is absolutely disgusting and musty at the highest level. Get it together. Tank is a 30-plus-year-old prospect at the back end of his career. He on his Mayweather McGregor at the age of 30. Lord child.
Ford also revealed they were initially preparing for a Lamont Roach Jr. rematch before the Paul offer came in. While Roach made more sense competitively, the Paul fight offered a huge payday and global spotlight. But not everyone's happy. The Georgia Commission refused to sanction the fight, calling it the dumbest idea ever. So the bout moved to Miami, where the hype train could roll on.
My only concern is, the gloves. You understand what I'm saying? Because we don't fight in 12-ounce gloves. We don't use 12-ounce gloves. That's training gloves, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, that's 2 pounds away from Jake. He fights in 10s. Tank fighting 8s, so he losing 4 ounces. So my thing is, they said, put Tank in 8s, put him in 10s. That makes the fight more interesting. You know what I'm saying? And we'll go from there, because I understand. I brought that question up to one of his handlers. They was, no, we don't want to do no mixed match. It's supposed to be expedition. What? Now y'all want the wins and the loss. You know what I'm saying? All these restrictions, but you want to be great. Being great is really pushing the envelope. You know what I'm saying? Tank don't really care, So when I brought this up, he said, dang, facts. You know what I'm saying? So again, he can weigh the 10s and we weigh the 8s. Then we got to fight.
Former world champ Amir Khan didn't hold back either. He called the fight disgusting, warning that this kind of mismatch could seriously harm boxing's credibility, or worse, the fighters themselves. Khan said Tank should be defending his legacy, not chasing money fights that put safety at risk. To him, this isn't boxing, it's business gone too far.
There's a few boxers out there who are frowning at Jake Paul and Gervonta Davis fighting in an exhibition bout. They can frown, but one fighter has been more vocal than the rest, and that's Amir Khan. The thing with Amir Khan, he's always been about his Wu-Tang cream, dollar bill, y'all. Now he's mad because Gervonta Davis and Jake Paul figured out a way to rob the bank, like Mayweather and Conor McGregor did. Amir Khan out here talking about, someone's gonna get hurt. This needs to stop. That's why people respect MMA so much. You don't see these fools trying to go over to MMA and do what they do in boxing. There needs to be some kind of control, he pulled a Eubank Senior on us. Parliamentary procedure. I'm like, what the fuck? Anyway, if Amir Khan had an opportunity to fight Jake Paul, all it is, hey guys, let's do the right thing and stop this social media nonsense. All fighters should stick to fighting, whether boxing or MMA. We shouldn't be crossing over, doing this misfit shit, fighting YouTubers or fighting Jake Paul.
On this fight. A really bad mismatch, and you know what? Whoever the promoter is and that's agreed with Gervonta to fight, and whoever the promoter is to fight for Jake Paul to say fight this little man. I mean, that's wrong, man. I mean, that's just like torturing someone. I mean, going in there and hurting someone is just not fair on Davis. But like, say you don't know what position Davis is in. I heard that he's been having a lot of legal problems and been arrested a couple of times for a couple of felonies and stuff I've seen with his ex-wife and stuff. So you know what? You don't know what's going through his head. Maybe he just wants to cash up and walk away from the sport. And maybe this is a great opportunity for him where he's seen this fight come up and he's like, fuck it, I'll take it. But yeah, I mean, I think they're making boxing a joke, really. Yeah. One day someone's going to end up getting hurt so badly, then it's going to definitely destroy the sport.
Shakur Stevenson echoed that frustration, calling the matchup a terrible idea. He said Davis should be chasing real challenges, like unification fights, not flashy exhibitions. Stevenson even hinted he should be the next man in line, framing himself as the real threat. In his eyes, the Paul fight is pure spectacle, not legacy.
You got your eye on Tank. What do you think about the rumors of Tank and Jake fighting?
Man, Tank disrespectful to the sport if he choose that over fighting with me. I'm the best fighter in the sport. I've been telling him that. He called cap on it. So if he gonna call cap and say I'm not who I say I am, come prove it.
Maybe he'll fight Jake Paul instead. What do you think of that?
I think that's terrible.
Why?
I mean, I get it, because at the end of the day, it's the money business, and you want to make the most money, but from what I'm hearing, he can make more money in a fight with me, and if that's the case, why not fight me?
Sure. Do you think he beats Jake Paul?
Do I think he beats Jake? Yeah. I mean,
it's a huge size advantage, though.
It is, but I think Tank got the skills to make sure he come out on top.
Do you think that Jake has gone better?
Yeah, I think actually Jake got tremendously better from the time frame that he started till now. And in the right situation, I also could see him become a world champion.
Really?
Yeah.
Then KSI jumped in, blasting Jake Paul for dodging him and calling the Tank fight a disgrace. He accused Jake of cherry-picking easier fights instead of stepping up for the showdown fans actually want. KSI made it clear, if Jake really wants respect, he knows who to call.
I mean, look, with Jake, the guy's been ducking me or running away from me for so long, man. Like, he's just making excuse after excuse. And now he wants to fight Tank. I mean, it just says the type of guy Jake Paul is. He only fights someone if he has a major advantage. Anything that's close, or anything that could actually be a decent fight, he runs away from it, so.
Teofimo Lopez took a calmer approach, calling it what it is, a money fight. He said there's no shame in that, since both men will cash huge checks and bring new eyes to boxing. For Lopez, it's less about legacy and more about entertainment. Even exhibitions can help the sport grow if they pull in fans who'd never watch boxing otherwise.
I'm happy for Gervonta and Jake. I really am, man. It's good for the sport in some way, you know?
So a heavyweight versus a lightweight.
Yeah.
You gotta fly hit me, yeah. A heavyweight versus a lightweight. How's this gonna work?
Hey, they make it work. It's an exhibition for a reason. So, you know, they know what they're doing. And, you know, shout out to Netflix and shout out to both of them, honestly. Like I said, I think a lot of people in the boxing world are kind of upset. I could care less. I think they're going to go out there and make their money. It falls on the number 8 for a reason. They're going to make a lot of money.
Have you got a prediction for that fight?
My prediction? A show. A show.
Well, clearly it's a show, but when you've got a lot of people underestimating Jake Paul once again, but when you've got a heavyweight boxer who knows how to throw punches and knows the basics against a lightweight, it's quite a difference. I mean, have you sparred heavyweights before?
Yeah.
For competitive sparring in the ring?
Yeah, it's not the same. It's not the same, not at all. Definitely got to move. I've actually played around a few times, went through between their legs just to duck around. But yeah, because they're taller, you know?
Still, Rogan doubled down, warning that Tank's not to be underestimated. On his podcast, he called Davis one of boxing's most explosive punchers, capable of ending a fight in a split second. Rogan said Jake's size might look intimidating, but Tank's timing, precision, and ring IQ make him too dangerous to overlook.
Gervonta Davis is like that. Their technique's so dialed in that when you watch them uncork, it's like, oh my God, the efficiency of it. A giant fan of the guy. I just loved, as a person who like really enjoyed technique, I like watching someone who's exceptional at it. I always admired guys who were able to find like the shortest path connecting with a shot, where it's just like the technique is so dialed in.
Yeah.
You know, there's guys that
Do you agree with Joe Rogan's take, or do you believe Tank will silence the doubters once again? Share your predictions in the comments.